back, friends.
How have y'all been?
Welcome back to the But You Called Me podcast.
Yes.
Today we're talking about the courage to have clarity and what does that mean to us and you all.
Yes. It's a lot to have to be courageous when talking to someone. I think you're putting yourself out there. It's like super vulnerable. And no one likes to be vulnerable.
It's not a lot for me.
I love that.
I mean, I feel like it is a lot depending on the situation. I won't say that. I won't be like that.
No, I think it's okay to be like that.
No,
because
I'm saying like some people, it is a lot for them to be clear on things. It depends on the situation because sometimes I do have moments where I don't want to be, I could be blunt and I don't want to be blunt to be rude. It can translate sometimes as rudeness. Clarity can be rude if the person takes it in that way. And if I'm 99% of the time, I'm not meaning to be rude when I'm being clear, but you can take it that way because it can be like abrupt, like, oh, you know? So I won't say that it isn't for me, but it can be for a lot of people because I have had conversations when it's like, when you said XYZ, that hurt my feelings. And I'll be like, okay, in my head. And I'll be like, well, I apologize.
Yeah.
And that's courage.
The apologizing?
Yes, because people don't want to, I know I don't. I used to not like to apologize. Because my mom, when I was a kid, my mom would make me apologize to my teachers if, they'll call her and be like, oh, Kendall was in class, XYZ, which I did do a little something one time. But the teacher lied on me. So my mom made me apologize to the teacher, and I was furious with my mom. But I apologized, and I mean, I'm alive, but I guess it was a character builder for me. It's like sometimes you just have to apologize and like just apologize, let in. And if you care about that relationship, that's the courage in clarity.
Yeah, no, I agree. I was going to say that that's why we're here, because it's not hard for us.
Mm-hmm.
So I think we're kind of a little bit of trying to be the guiding light of what gives us the courage to do it. I think for me, the courage comes from the fact that I know I'm strengthening my relationships. Before we started recording, I think I
like that. Strengthening your relationships. That's really good.
Well, that's why we do it, right? Because otherwise we would just be throwing people away all day.
Right.
The minute somebody says, oh, you hurt my feelings, we'd be like, okay, you're too sensitive and I'm on to the next.
Mm-hmm.
But I really believe that people are valuable. Their feelings matter, and their points are valid, right? So I try to hear people out in order to strengthen our relationship. Now, some people, like you alluded to in another episode or previous episode, some people are just trash. And I had to really sit with that because I came to the conclusion that not all products come out the manufacturer working properly.
Instructions.
Girl, not even instructions. Like Amazon even says, is it defective? Do you want to send it back?
What was wrong with it?
What was wrong with it?
Rate our service.
So in my brain, I'm like, I'm trying to strengthen my relationships with my friends. These people are valuable to me. I don't feel like they're defective. I just feel like maybe they've been mishandled or they have trust issues. And I think that's why giving clarity is a courageous act to some people because they've been hurt. Like, it's just a vulnerable moment. Can you think of any times where you felt like it was necessary to be clear or give clarity in a situation because someone said, I feel like you meant to do this, or I feel like you hurt my feelings because you did this? Have you ever had that type of situation?
Yeah, I have.
That you want to speak on?
I have had that type of situation numerous amounts of times.
You said before you have sensitive friends, though.
I don't have sensitive friends.
Oh.
I have sensitive friends, and okay, I love my friends.
I'm sure you do. That's why they're your friends.
I feel like I have a few sensitive friends, but okay, I have sensitive friends. But me knowing that, I know how to handle them. and talk to them, knowing like if you was to say, like if you was to say something, or if I was to say something to offend you, I would know, okay, that is maybe something that she doesn't like, not necessarily a trigger, but we have to be mindful of how we talk to our friends or how we handle them. So I won't call them sensitive. That's just a limit in that area for that person. Does that make sense? Like, I won't call them sensitive. I'll just say, like, they don't like that. Like, there are things that I don't like. Like, don't say that to me. Like, I say that to my husband all the time. No, we not gonna say that. And he'd be like, you being sensitive. No, we just not gonna say that. Right. So I can respect a person's standards of how you treat me as a friend.
Okay. Even their boundaries or standards that they've set up, like, don't say that, don't do that.
Yeah. And so if that hurt their feelings, if that hurt their feelings, I have learned over the years, like, okay, that's not the way she receiving it, that you're in her world. I'm not in vice versa, right?
Right.
So if I say something that hurts her feelings, then I have to respect that I hurt her feelings because they're her feelings. Does that make sense?
It does. That's what I was saying, that people's feelings are valid. And so you do have to respect them. Yeah, it makes total sense.
I don't want to just call the people sensitive.
No.
Even though I do feel that way. But I have learned that that's just my point of view. That's my POV. And I can't be dismissive, right, to their POV.
Yeah.
So I don't I feel like I shouldn't have called them sensitive. It's just their point of view, the way that they feel, the way that they took or received what I put out. And I know that about me, that I am like straightforward. I don't feel like I'm rude.
You're not.
Okay.
You're one of the sweetest people I think I know.
Thank you.
I'm not about to feel her. Okay, friends. Kendall, she is very sweet. Okay. So I'm just interested. I've never met any of her friends. I think I said that before. I'm just interested in the type of people that you befriend. Because if everybody's sensitive, does that mean because you are so sweet, you're like sending out a beaconing sound for all of the sensitive people to please report to my friendship desk?
I also think too, well, no, I don't understand. What do you mean by that?
Like, we give off certain things. And so because you are so sweet, do you get the people that are just like, they think you're super kind, super like, she can never be rude. She'll never hurt my feelings. And then when you put your foot down about something, about your boundary or how you feel, and they're like, oh, taken aback because they're like, that's not how you are. Yeah. You're normally just like so nice. I'm not saying that you're mean, but people tend to say that you are mean when you are not moving the way
that you're used to you moving. Yeah, I get that. But I also know that my tolerance, like I have a low tolerance for like stupid stuff, right? And so I can get irritated about it, and maybe it can come off like rude.
Yeah.
But I'm never rude, like just to be hurtful. It's like, just like, girl, that don't make sense. No.
Yeah, you're not rude to be hurtful, and you don't feel like you just attract super sensitive people.
I don't know. I feel like my job has helped me with that, with my buffering, like just like, I don't know, just developing the way that my outlook or how I deal with relationships and people. And I feel like people in society are lacking that. Like our kids are lacking that, like, because they don't talk to, they're online, they're on their devices. They don't have real world experiences and understand different personalities, how to interact, and everyone has social anxiety. I don't have social anxiety. I mean, I think it's because, well, I mean, I can't say that. Everyone has a level of social anxiety, but it's not to a degree where I can't go out in public.
It's not paralyzing.
It's not paralyzing, yes. But I understand why some people can't deal with certain real world experiences, because we are a society of like we're separated.
Yeah.
We're not like back in the day when we was, you know, writing letters to each other and gathering at, Burger King after games or before games, like everybody just sitting in the car on their phone.
No, I agree. I miss those days.
Yeah.
I wish there was a way to encourage our youth. And by youth, I mean anyone up until the age of probably 22 to 25, like them all the way down to the little people of ones and twos. I wish there was a way to foster and encourage that so that we could bring back the old way of communication or lessen the effects of social anxiety, because it pains me to see little kids saying that they have anxiety. I'm like, spell it. You don't got it. We rebuke it in the name, because it frustrates me. Like, it's just a point of segregation. It's just a way to keep people from one another. And I believe that if the children are our future, then this is our future. Segregation, isolation, anxiety, and that saddens me. So
it's real sad.
Yeah, I just wish there was a way to stop that.
Well, I think it's pushed on children as well. Like, okay, don't get me wrong. I love Inside Out. But the movie kind of like opened the door to not people, but kids to be like, oh, that's what I feel. I'm anxious. I have anxiety. Like even my daughter, she has testing anxiety. And I'm not going to tell her that because I don't want her to receive it within herself.
Yeah.
I just want her to push through it. And even when I talk to her teachers about it, it's like, don't tell her that she has testing anxiety, because she's going to be like, oh, it's just testing anxiety, not try to like push through it and work around it. Just put a label on it, accept it. And that's what I have. And I carry that with me always. Does that make sense?
No, I do feel like whatever we feed or pour into our children, it will stick at this age. So what do you do differently, knowing that she has test anxiety? I'm not someone that suffers from that, but my child is. And I can share some of the tips that I give her. But do you have tips that you share with your kid to tell her, like how do you navigate the situation? You know she has test anxiety. You don't want to say those words to her, but you do need to make her aware that she has to prepare more than other people.
And that's really what it is. It's just preparation.
Okay.
Being ready, being prepared for it. Not waiting to the last minute to study.
Yes.
Just being prepared and building the confidence in whatever it is you're being tested on. I feel that should alleviate some of the testing anxiety.
Yeah.
Because I feel like everyone has it. It's just some have greater degrees of it. But I don't have testing anxiety either, but I have had it like, I had a really big test. Like when we do the standardized test, I feel like all the kids build up that anxiety a little bit because they make it such a big deal. Like, make sure you get 8 hours of sleep or 12 hours of sleep, have a good meal, make sure they just do all this preparation leading up to the big test. And are they prepared? Maybe some are, maybe some aren't. And the ones that aren't prepared probably feel really, really anxious going into the test, which I feel like is sad. And that's why the babies, they do have those moments of like, or they just do bad. They bomb it and they're trying to hurry up, or you know what I mean? So
I do. I know exactly what you mean. It's a rough situation for these kiddos. And so just requiring our kids to have clarity on who they are and what they believe about themselves is a really huge deal.
Yeah. But yes. And that goes back to confidence, building the confidence. And I have been trying to figure out ways to make sure that I build my kids' confidence and even my confidence.
Yeah.
Because sometimes that can make you not believe in yourself and create anxiety, and you don't feel like you are you can talk to people, you know, social anxiety. You're not going to do good on a test. So I do the confidence is very important to build, especially with girls. You know, we need to have confidence, you know, build the confidence.
I feel like,
because you don't want them to go out there and have some man be in charge of their confidence, right?
Yes. Okay. So I'm an equal opportunity person. I feel like there needs to be balance in all regards.
Yeah.
The older I get, the more I feel sad that people do not pour into the men as strongly as they pour into the women.
I agree.
Because these men are expected to shoulder and burdens and carry weights that if your household is in alignment, that you would never have to carry. And so should we not strengthen their backs before, or just as much? Should we not strengthen up the boys with confidence as well? I just don't feel like
I do agree, but I feel like boys' confidence comes differently than girls' confidence.
Really?
I feel like it does. I really can't honestly, I can't speak to this because I don't have a son, but just having friends that have boys, I feel like their confidence is more on like what they do and what they accomplish. Does that make that? Well, I guess that could be both, but it's like more like sports. They're good at sports. Their confidence is, you know,
bolstered.
Yeah. Or you can just hype them up, gas them up. Girls, it's just like, yeah, it's like, how do I look? What do my hair look like? You know, and then depending on like our emotions, how confident we are.
What I hear you saying is boys' confidence is built by external uplifting, people giving them their kudos, giving them pats on the back, saying that they're really good at things. But for girls, it comes from an internal stirring. Am I pretty enough? Am I smart enough? Am I doing this good enough? Someone could be like my daughter one time told me, she said, Mom, I don't care how many times you tell me I look cute in this outfit. If I don't feel it inside, it doesn't matter. That was clarity for me. And I was grateful that she had the courage to say it, but I just don't think our young men are able to put language to how they're feeling. And that's why I love the movie Inside Out, because while I do think that is a little bit, it's giving these kids too many psychology terminology. It's giving them too much psychology terminology at an early age. I don't even want to say that because I have a friend that says that we limit our children because we think that they can't handle or absorb things. So we try to dumb it down or give them less.
Spoon feed them.
Yeah. So I want to retract that statement. I really feel I love the movie Inside Out.
I like it too.
It gives them language.
I just didn't like when they introduced anxiety. I was like, oh, here we go.
But it is a real thing. People don't realize that they're having anxiety. They just know that their body chemistry feels different all of a sudden. Their hands are sweating, or their stomach is turning, or their mind goes blank, and they're like, what's wrong with me? So that's why I said I do love the movie, because it does give language to the babies that don't have the language or don't even understand what's happening or processing through themselves. But I do also feel like it's a bit much, a bit soon, or a bit fast. But yeah, I was grateful to my daughter for having the courage to say that to me and giving me the clarity in that, because honestly, I would have never even it wouldn't have triggered in my brain that her confidence has to come from her and her alone. I can give her affirmations and teach her good things to say, and she can read the Bible about who the Lord says she is, but she has to internally believe it. But I think sometimes for little boys, and I do have a son, I believe that his confidence, like you said, was from external things. Like, do I have on the right clothes? If I have on the brands, I am the brand. Like that was his vibe, right? And when he wasn't good at something, he would stop doing it. So he wanted to play football at one point, but he's really smart. I mean, like, I used to tell him, I said, I could see you being like the next Steve Jobs. Like, you're very intellectually on point.
Girl, you better speak life into your son. I know that's right.
But because he could either use this to be out here boosting cars and making meth.
Yes.
Or he could use it for good productive kingdom building skills.
We gotta molded into the right way.
Right. And so I had to let him know the sky was the limit for him and he shouldn't be limited by what he chooses to do. But I also wanted him to do something that he felt comfortable with. So I think it was about 10th grade for him. And he was like, man, I'm just on the bench. And we were like, well, what are you going to do? And we left it up to him because I believe if you're the man of the household, you're going to have to make decisions and people are going to put balls in your court and you're going to have to figure it out. Mm-hmm. So we were like, what are you going to do? He was like, I have decided that I'm going to drop out of football altogether and just put my time into robotics. And we were like, we love that for you. Yeah. And he started taking AP classes. He started doing robotics only. He stopped doing the football. And we did see a confidence shift. Mm-hmm. And so it was just really good. So I think that that's kind of the clarity that I gained today, that boys and girls both need validation, but where it stems from is the question.
Yeah, I had a friend and she has twins. And she has girl-boy twins. Okay. And she said that the difference in, I guess, I don't know if it was so much so as like confidence building or just how you rear them as a mother. She was like, the boy was more so like how she was his soft place, like, her nurturing spirit, and like just her giving him affirmations, right, was helpful, and she was just like his soft spot, like his soft place. Yeah. And like that. And then with the girl, she said her daughter was like her mirror.
I agree with that.
It gave her insight to like what she was doing. Like if her daughter was doing something and she didn't necessarily agree with it, like behavior wise, it's like, and when she told me that, it gave me like clarity. Mm-hmm. Like that's exactly what I have had moments of clarity where I have felt like, okay, this is why Roman is doing this because I'm doing this. And I can even, and my husband has said this before, Roman is a mini you, even though she looked just like him. He said that she doing that because you doing that, or she does that because you do it. And it's like, yeah, I do that, or I am like that, and it's like, even like when I am like overstimulated, I get upset and I yell because I am a yelling mom, which I do need to stop doing that, but I do yell.
Drop in the comments if you're a yeller.
Yeah, because I be hollering at the children, okay?
And are you trying to curb that? Like, I need to stop doing that.
I do need to stop. I have.
Do the kids respond to it?
They do. That's why I yell, because it's like, y'all got 15 minutes and we're going to leave the house. Y'all got 15 minutes. Y'all have 10 minutes. We're going to leave the house. What you doing? We about to leave the house. And then when I start hollering, they just start gathering. Oh, yeah. They move. They hide. They hide. They quicken it. They go and they do it.
Okay.
But before it's just like, oh, she playing. She ain't even serious right now. But yeah, so
they about that violence.
I feel like the girls in when you are girl, my throat. But I feel like when we are rearing our daughters, they take a lot of our personality with them.
Unfortunately.
And so it gave me so much clarity one day as to like, okay, I need to do some soul searching and change some of my ways, because I don't want my daughter to inherit that. Because there's some ugliness in us. Everyone has a little bit of ugliness in us that we can, kind of change a little bit. You don't have to change who you are, your core person, but there's some ways that you can, kind of smooth that out, because do you want your daughter to go out in the world acting like that? And so that gave me, when she told me that gave me so much clarity. Like, do I have the courage to identify or just know that this in myself, this is she's doing that because I'm doing that. Just go ahead and know that that's why she's doing that, because I'm doing that. Change my ways, and then she'll change her ways, and we can move forward.
I love that. The fact that your friend told you that, she had the courage to say that her daughter was mirroring and your child was mirroring. I think a lot of women have that same experience, that our daughters are little mini me's, and you want to shake them.
Yeah.
But you're also like, that's a good point.
Don't shake the baby.
Don't shake the babies. Don't shake them. You be it's, what do they call them? The intrusive thoughts. You ever want to just snatch your child? Yeah, just to scare them a little bit, not to hurt them. We love our children over here.
I love
no CPS calls in this house. Thank you, Lord. We've been trying to keep it cute this session for y'all. I don't know if y'all noticed, we toned it all the way down for y'all. Let us know in the comments, do you like the wild and craziness, or do you like the calm and collected coolness of the breeze?
Because it's going to be a little bit of both.
Yeah,
at all times.
Sometimes you got to ask the people, are you here for the tomfoolery of it all, or are you here for the therapist session of it all?
And it is a really cool day today, so I think that set the tone for us too. So what are small actions you think that you can give our listeners to give clarity to have the courage to have clarity in their own lives?
I don't have any. I'm trying to think, y'all. Okay, that's a hard question. What are some small steps? I think in any process, you have to stop and observe. That's a good one. Step one.
That's step one. That's great.
You gotta look around.
Let's assess the situation. We need to do a short assessment.
Yes. And then two, I would say maybe polling the people.
Yeah.
Asking the people around you.
Okay.
I don't have, I'm not close to my family in proximity, so my friends become my family. So you have to go and maybe ask some of the people that know you in your everyday life.
Yeah.
Hey, do you feel like there's places that I can improve upon X, Y, and Z, insert whatever the thing is that you feel like you're lacking on? Or is there anything you've noticed that would make me a better person? Because that's what we're here to do, is make ourselves better people. So first observe and just kind of take in some outside data with your own eyes. Are your kids acting buck wild at a certain time of day? Are you neck snapping and eye rolling at your husband? Like my husband the other day, he was like, I'm gonna need to put you on strict feeding times. And I was like, excuse me? He was like, because you're not yourself when you haven't eaten.
I don't think anybody is.
You know,
I get really quiet when I'm hungry, and people be like,
that is a beautiful thing.
I just have to focus on.
I think people would be better served to just be quiet. Because I snap. Yeah, he'll ask me where the remote is. Did you look? Did you look for the remote? Girl, he looking at me like, no. If I had not looked, I would have not asked you. I just be snapping.
Well, they don't be looking for stuff though.
Girl, that's...
Like my husband will call me at work and ask me, hey, where is Rain's, I'm going to say socks? Sir, they're 99%
in the sock drawer.
Period. But he's looking for a specific sock. I am not going to be like, it is an approximate, the second drawer to the right behind the yellow socks.
I don't know. I think it's something wrong with me, because I'd be like, hold on. And I start trying to replay in my mind the last time I saw those socks.
And I may know that. However, you're at home. You're at home. So you can look for it. And I'm out doing something. I'm at work or I'm out doing something. Don't call me and ask me.
Yeah, they don't care.
I can see if you're not at home and you're on your way home and you're in a hurry and you need, to know where's the coordinates of the socks. But let me tell you something. If you at home and you've been at home all day and you about to leave the house and you can't find something, look for it. Because I don't call you and ask you where stuff is at.
Yeah,
I don't call you and ask you.
That's a husband thing.
Yeah.
I didn't get that software installed into me.
I'm telling a story. I do ask them. Sorry. I do ask him, but
you probably give him specific locations to look, though. You're not just sending that man on a whole wild goose chase throughout the whole house.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, hey, look in this bag, look on this chair.
Yeah.
So I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But when you say, hey, have you seen my, no, girl, my husband asked me the other day, have you seen my wallet? I said, the one that you put in your back pocket before you left yesterday? Sure hadn't. I hope you got it.
Yeah.
That's so general. Have you seen my wallet? Yeah, last Tuesday when you paid for lunch.
Why they do us like that?
Because they have clarity that we be trying to answer all the questions for them. We try to find the answer. We really do try to work it out. And we're fixers.
I was just thinking that. You just read my mind. I was like, because we're fixers and they call in their person. We're their Olivia Pope.
Yes. We come in with our white hat and we say that's where that thing is at. Okay. But I don't want to do it anymore.
So my small step would be to encourage clarity, to have courage for clarity would be just say it.
You heard it here first.
Just say it. Just say it.
I think that's the problem, though. People don't have courage because they're afraid of what the repercussions could be. Because with every action, there's an equal or opposite reaction.
Okay, so the question was small steps. That's what I forgot to say. What are the small steps? Okay, so one small step is a temperature check.
Oh, I love that.
Yes, a temperature check.
Well, test the wind.
Check the temperature of the situation. If it's heightened, if it's kind of medium, do a temperature check. I would say that. And then is it necessary for you to have the conversation or can we circle back?
Ooh, that's deep. Okay, so I went to a marriage conference a few weeks ago and they were talking about, is this going to matter in 6 months?
Yeah.
And if you start using that as a barometer or a temperature check, is it going to matter in 6 months? I think that a lot of the conversations that we have with people, if we just did that temperature check and kind of added that caveat to it, like, is this going to matter in 6 months?
Yeah.
Am I wasting my breath?
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
That is a great small step. Can I throw my small steps out?
I like yours.
No, I like yours better. Can I take I want to adopt Kendall's. Mine was trash.
Well, I don't think it was trash. It was just another way to approach it. And I think it was a good way to approach it. But only reason why I say that is because some people, you never know what people are going through. And and everyone goes off their feelings. Like how many times do we say, I feel, So I feel like you just have to do a temperature check to see, like I said, should we circle back to this? Do I really need to go ahead and nip this in the bud real quick? Or is this something that maybe let's see where this goes? Because it's not.
I love that.
But like I said before, just say the thing. Just say it.
She said, just say the thing. I feel like there's so many times where I've just said the thing thinking that I'm trying to be kind and it blows up like hot spaghetti sauce in your face. And now you're over here trying to wipe spaghetti sauce off your cream colored top or your gray sweatshirt. And you're like, how did we get here? All because I said, I expect this, or friend, could you not do this? Or it makes me feel this way when you do this. And then people are like, oh, I'm a good friend. That's the first line that be throwing me off. I'm a good friend. I didn't mean anything by it. That wasn't what it just goes left.
But you know what? I don't feel like I've ever had that kind of a conversation with a friend. Like me saying that to them saying that to me, but me saying that to them, like, you offended me when you say that.
Yeah, because we're not offended people. That's we're why not walking around in offense.
Going back to my prior statement at the beginning is what I was meaning by that. So this is how we got here. Because I don't have those conversations with people
got it.
Unless it's just very severe. Like you just was being rude. And then I would just be like, that wasn't nice. Don't say that. And I'll just say it like, that ain't right. Don't say that. Don't talk to me like that. I'll just address it right then. That's why I said, just say it.
Okay.
But some people let it like
fester. Yes. I was just about to ask, what if you're a slow processor? Because sometimes you have people that are like, I did not say anything in the moment because I was processing mentally what had just taken place. Mm-hmm. And so then I have studied my feelings. I have Chat GPT to get my words. Yeah. And now I'm coming back to you and I'm like, I ain't like it.
Now watch I get tested, since I said I ain't never had to have that conversation with nobody. Just because I said that, I'm going to have a test and hopefully I pass it.
I think you will. I think you're going to be like, girl, this looks familiar.
What the hell?
What the hell?
What the hell?
What the hell? Yeah. What the hell? Yeah. I think you're going to be like, this feels familiar.
This feels very familiar. But yeah, I can't think of a time where I've had to go to like a friend and be like, listen, friend, I didn't really like how you said that to me, or what you did, or, it's just kind of like.
That's a lesson.
I think that it's because I just addressed it then. It's just like, why do you do that? No, I don't like that. And it's not in a way like, and that's the pushback that I get. Like, I don't like the way you talk to me. And it's sometimes, not all the time, because I'm not perfect, even though, but boop, 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 boop. So most of the times it's me addressing something head on and then the person not liking the way that I addressed it head on.
Oh, the directness.
And so it's not me being rude. It's just me with my standard of like, no, you're not going to say that to me like that. Or I don't like that. Or no, you shouldn't do that. Or, it's just me being direct, like you said. So
yeah, I think people need to get better at clarifying what is assertiveness versus aggressiveness. That is a issue in the Black community. I don't know if any other community has that same problem, but it's something that runs rampant over here.
Yeah, because a lot of times people take your clarity or you being assertive as you being aggressive. And I'm working with my daughter on that right now. Like, that was aggressive, when it's especially her relationship with her sister, because that's one of the most, to me, that's one of the most important relationships she'll have in her life is the relationship with her family and her sister. So I'm like, this is a good time to learn assertive and aggressive, and clear and being clear. So
I love that.
With us being Black women, a lot of times, because I am very clear, I try to make sure that I know if, and I'm not being aggressive, but it's like, you have to do a temperature check. Mm-hmm. And then, like, go ahead and say what you're going to say, because people will be like, oh, I was taken aback by how you said that. Oh, how did I say it? I was just being clear and I asserted myself. And I'm sorry if you were offended, but I'm not sorry, because how else would you have wanted me to say it?
Okay. So, no, I love that. So are there some tips that we could give our friends in how to be assertive versus aggressive?
I mean, it's different. Being assertive and aggressive is different. Like,
no. I mean, like, if I'm aiming to be assertive, okay, are there some things that I can ensure that I do not do so that people do not convey it as aggression?
Your tone. That's a number one thing, is your tone. Just the way, and I work on this with Roman again.
I hate that. I hate that.
It's not the way, and her teacher has told me this. He's like, I love Roman, but sometimes it's the way she says things, not necessarily what she says. And so tone. It's tone a lot of ways, because we have our own vernacular and we understand our us in our culture. I don't think that you have to change who you are or how you talk or whatever, but the temperature check, when you're in the atmosphere you're in, wherever you are, your tone is everything when you're trying to relay a message to somebody that needs to be very clear. And you don't want it to get lost in translation because of the way you said it. because sometimes people won't receive it from you because you said it in a way they didn't like it. But you missed the message just because I said it in a way you didn't like it. I'm trying to tell you something.
I think that frustrates me because no one has ever turned away their Amazon package because the box was busted.
Oh.
But we turn people away because of the delivery. I am someone who can be a little passionate in my speaking.
Yeah.
And so the people who know me are like, girl, she ain't mean. She just assertive.
Yeah.
But the people who don't know me, they're like, oh my God, you're aggressive, you're abrasive. It's a lot.
No, I honestly, we've known each other a year and a half. And I've never gotten that from you. I've never
because you got good sense.
Well, honestly,
all of your radars work.
Yeah, I've never felt like, oh, that was a little much. I've never felt that way. It's just, I feel like people just need to understand that everyone is different. No one is going to be like you. No one is going to be like you want them to be. And you have to accept people for who they are. Just like I'll go back to my friends. I have friends that my other friends don't like. I'm friends with her because of our relationship, and I understand how she is. As long as she's not rude and disrespectful to me, I could be friends with her, but I know she has her ways, and I love her in her ways. Not all the time, but I can, go my separate way. She go her separate way, but that's just the way she is. And a lot of times people aren't willing to accept people for who they are. Just know that's how they are. You know what I'm saying?
That. And people are not willing to admit that they have tender spots.
Yeah.
Just like you go to get a massage and the people start rubbing and you're like, oh,
yeah.
But it feels better after the fact, right? Like it was some tension there. It was like a knot.
But then you're also sore the next day.
Yeah, like I'm not sitting here trying to act like you're not going to feel it afterwards, but that's where the growing happens.
Yes.
I think because people don't want to be uncomfortable and they don't want to acknowledge that maybe that's a sore spot for me because my mom talked to me rough as a kid. Or people don't want to acknowledge that, oh, that's a sore spot for me because I am not someone who's more, it's like some people don't communicate well.
Yeah.
They're just not people who give all their feelings or say all the things. And so when you do it, it's like, well, you're doing too much. It's like, no, you don't do enough.
There you go. You don't do enough.
Am I doing too much? No. Are you not doing enough?
Probably.
We need to do more therapy. We need to do more self-work.
Definitely do therapy. Like you definitely need to have somewhere that you have an outlet where you get positive feedback and you can just unload and have a person to really analyze outside the situation and let you know like, hey, this is where you can fix this a little bit, or this is where you can kind of pay attention to when this happens and not just people that be like, oh, you're fine. It's nothing wrong with you, because everyone has room for growth.
Agreed.
You know what I'm saying? And that's not you changing. I know one of my friends, I love her dearly, but
once again, we love the friends.
We love our friends, but she'll say, I don't feel like I need to change for people. And I've told her before, like, you're not changing, you're getting better. Like, we evolve. Don't think of it as you changing. Think of it as you evolving. Are you the same person you were when you were 16? Are you the same person you were when you were 30? 30, when you were 20, when you were, when you were a child? We evolved as a person. You are still who you are, who you've been since you were a child, but you have evolved and you have matured. So take it as that and not you changing because, of a person or a place or whatever.
Yeah.
Everything doesn't have to be so negative. And I feel like a lot of people think that because it's something that is not necessarily they agree with, it has to be negative. Like, just really, if somebody gives you feedback, just really listen to it. Because when people do tell me like, well, I didn't like when you said that, it does offend me because I'm like, oh, like, well,
she said, oh my,
I didn't know you felt that way. But then I kind of like, I sit with it and I take it in and I'm like, okay, well, that's not what I meant. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
If I care, I'll say I'm sorry. If I don't, I'll be like, well, that's not what I meant. Moving along. No, but I will apologize. Moral of the story, I do apologize.
I am not going to even touch that.
But I do apologize. I apologize. But
what I hear you saying is I will apologize.
I will.
But underlying, I'm kind of like, okay, well, that's stupid, but I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Or you're like, you know what? That was valid. I could have said that differently.
Both of those.
Yeah.
Both of those for me.
It's two strings on one bow.
Yeah, because sometimes it is stupid. Mm-hmm. It is hella stupid. Like sometimes it's like, okay.
Yeah. But you know what? I really feel like those people I don't stick around long for.
Period. It's very short. It's a very short relationship. No, don't be sorry, girl.
I'm sorry because I consider myself to be highly intelligent in the relationship department. It's called, what is it called? Relational intelligence.
Yeah.
I feel like my relational intelligence IQ is very high. You know what? I feel like maybe we should do that. Maybe we should go find a survey and drop it down in the chat for people to take like a relational intelligence quiz, because I think people don't realize they're not self-aware.
Oh my gosh. Word of the day, self-awareness.
It's the word of the life, of our life. Self-aware. Like, can we just put it across the top of here? Self-aware. Because it is a thing. People are unaware that they are walking around kind of leaving mud tracks everywhere. Just doo-doo prints. Just
doo-doo Tasha.
Because it stank. It stank. It's nasty. Don't nobody want it. Return to sender. Like, people don't realize they just walking around spreading crap all over the floor, touching stuff with the little nasty hands that's been unwashed and untherapized. Like, they just dealing with crap from the past and it's just all over the place. So with that, for me, self-awareness is huge. And I really try to be self-aware, but I guess that's why we're taken aback when people say, hey, you really hurt my feelings by telling me that was a narcissistic comment.
Someone has said that to you before?
No, but it felt good.
I was going to say, God dang.
I have never called anybody a narcissist a day in my life, but I am starting to realize that I deal with a lot of narcissistic people and did not know it. And when I went to that conference I was telling you about, they started talking about how the Everyone Gets a Trophy Society started this narcissistic movement. And it's a lot of people that came up and became narcissistic. They need to feel like they are being admired at all times. They need to feel like you are praising them for their good works. It's just all these things. They're not empathetic. So it's kind of like you tell them, okay, well, you don't need a trophy, or that person didn't win. Wait, I feel like I need to rewind, because if you're not being empathetic, I'm trying to give an example of someone not being empathetic to someone losing. Like, you're just a bad sportsman. You're like, well, you should have played better. You shouldn't be so whatever. Like, they're just not kind people. Instead of being like, oh, I'm sorry you didn't win. Maybe next time.
Yeah. Or
we'll do better, or I'll help you. They're just really not nice people. And she said that's what ushered that in, is just the everybody gets a trophy, everybody wins era. And you going out there and telling your kids, you telling your kids, like, it's not you, Scotty, it's that referee. Like, no, it's definitely you, baby. It's you. It's not the ref. The ref did his job. He showed up with his good whistle and his good uniform, and you sucked. People need to tell their kids they suck. Yeah. If you suck, you suck.
Yeah.
Everybody doesn't get a trophy.
You have to have uncomfortable, you have to let your kids experience discomfort in small doses. Like, because if you never let them, I know that we want to love our kids and we want them to have better than we did, but they have to experience some form of discomfort for them to grow into functioning human beings, because when they become adults, they're going to think that everything is supposed to make them feel good. And that's not reality. And I really feel bad for people that are raising their kids to always like feel everything has to be good and all is zen. Everything is not good.
Yeah.
Sometimes you let them feel they're in their feelings. Let them cry. They're upset. You're upset. Okay, you're upset. We can talk about it later. Like you didn't get, the grade you wanted to get. Let's talk about why you didn't get that grade. You can get a better grade next time. You didn't receive a gift you wanted. You really wanted that gift, didn't you? But it's okay. You could probably get that, next time, or we could work towards getting that gift. But no, some is like, well, I'll go out and get it. Or the people that get their kids a gift when the other sibling is their birthday. Like
people do that?
Yes, my mom does that. And I'm like, no, ma'am, do not give. It's not her birthday. She does not get a gift.
Are you an only child?
Yes. Oh. So we're working on that. So
no. I was going to ask, did your sister or brother get gifts? But you're an only child. So that I can't debunk that with now you're acting brand new mom. But so no, I've never heard of that.
Yes.
Yeah. So like, that's funny. I went to a birthday party a few weeks ago for a 1-year-old, and he has 2 siblings. I didn't bring them nothing. I brought them something that they could all enjoy together. But I brought him something that was exclusively for him. Yeah. Now, did they jump on it and try to ride it and play with it? Yes, they did. And then mama was like, it's not your birthday. It's not your toy. And I was like, come on, mom, with the good redirecting, I don't even know if that's redirecting. Is that an example? Okay. Like, it's not your birthday. Go play with your stuff. But I think something that caught my eye at the beginning of what you were saying is kids need discomfort in small doses. I really believe that there are so many kids that don't experience discomfort in small doses because the parents don't want to be inconvenienced or have discomfort.
Yeah, that's why they give them iPads. They don't want them to be bored. Because my kids, I'm bored. There are some books behind the chair. Read a book, do some highlight work, do a crossword puzzle, but you're not getting an iPad. That is why the iPad are babysitters, because it's a convenience to the parents.
Yes.
It keeps them occupied so they can just be zen and go about their lives.
Yes. I have a friend too, not even like in the way of electronics. She does not tell her kids when they're going somewhere, and because if it falls through, she doesn't want them to be disappointed, and she doesn't want them to keep asking where they're going. And I'm like, I don't know if I agree or disagree with that, because I said, how can your kids ever learn disappointment if things always go as planned? Like, so I just feel, I don't know, it's a lot of things that I feel like people do because that's the only way they've ever seen it done, or it makes them more comfortable. And I think we just have to have the courage to get outside of our own comfort zones in order to receive clarity and to grow.
And tell them kids no. Just tell them no sometimes.
I've talked to a few adults and they say the ones who say their parents never told them no, they said they actually feel like they hindered them. Like in hindsight, I haven't met a person yet who was like, in our community, I'll say our community, because I think some people are born with silver spoons in their mouths and they don't realize it. And so them never being told no would be like unheard of.
My parents told me no all the time. I was the only child. I used to be like, are y'all seriously telling me?
Oh, girl, yes. But I think that there's a saying that hard parents make soft children. And that soft parents make hard children. And that whole theory is that if your parents ruled you with an iron fist, that you turn around and now you do the gentle parenting thing with your children. And then the people who were gentle parented turn around and they saw that it was not beneficial for them. And so they become bunch of hard asses.
I don't know if I agree with that, because my parents were very strict on me.
Okay.
And I don't feel like I'm very strict, but I run a tight ship. So I don't know if I necessarily agree with that. I feel like it depends on the leniency level, I guess I'll say. Like if you just let your kid raise themselves, then and then when you become an adult, you realize like, dang, mama didn't give a damn. Maybe that's what it is.
Okay.
And then you were like, "No, we're gonna do things differently." Like if she would have not let me do that. So yeah,
a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. I do agree with that a little bit.
I think there's definitely some validity to it.
Because some stuff that like when I was growing up, I couldn't listen to secular music, and I don't know a lot of songs because hey,
so you had to glory, glory, hallelujah.
Yeah, I had to listen to all of that. I know all of the contemporary Christian music.
That's why you're a good person, because the Lord is in your spirit.
He embedded in me, honey. I know all the Christian rappers from back in the day. Like my mom had all the music, but I still snuck and listened to music that I wasn't supposed to listen to. But I let my kids listen to secular music. But we don't listen to the cussing words.
I'm gonna go there.
Where?
Why did you sneak and listen? Your mom was like providing you with all these good jams. Did you know that they weren't good jams?
I wanted to listen to Michael Jackson.
Oh, okay.
Girl, I remember one time, okay, so my dad would leave me in the car. And one time he had one at HEB, and it was You Are Not Alone was on the, and I loved that song, right? Because in the summertime I would go to Houston, and you know, I would go on my daddy's side, and you know they be heathens on your daddy's side. Not all of them, but you know they let you do a little. Usually they do. But so my dad went in HEB, and he left me in the car, and I turned on the radio, and it was Michael Jackson, Another Day Is Gone. And I was like, yes, girl, I'm vibing, right? So then all of a sudden, you know the part when he'd be like, you know that the bridge of the song, baby, I was in there jamming, and my daddy said,
on the window.
I looked, and I was like, oh. I turned it back to the Christian station, K-Love. I turned it back to K-Love and got back in the back seat. And he talked about, he got in the car. He said, what you was listening to? And I was just like, so he turned it back to what I was listening to. And he was like, oh, you like Michael Jackson? I like Michael Jackson too. So in my head, I'm like, y'all depriving me of music that y'all like, you know? But I mean, I understand because a lot of music puts a lot of junk in you, but because it's just raunchy. A lot of it was raunchy. A lot of it is raunchy, but there's a lot of good music out there, and I think that's why I like musicals too, because I had to work around music. I like all different genres. Okay. You know, like I can listen to any, as long as it's good music, I'm eclectic. Okay. I like all different genres, and so. Yeah.
No, that's cool. I think that's another thing. People need to have the courage to gain clarity in these lyrics that we used to listen to. Baby, I can't remember who this group was by. And I'm probably like 15 or 16, knowing good and goddamn on well that I shouldn't have been listening to these songs.
Was it Next?
Ooh, no, baby, it was worse. It was more like slobs on
my knob, like corn on the cob.
Baby,
that was a good song, dog.
No, meow. Or what is it? You can lick it, you can slick it, you can taste it. I'm talking every drip drop, don't you waste it, baby, slurp it up. Baby, it's like by the organelles or something.
What about that? You ain't gotta say too much from the look in your eye. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
You want to what?
That's what we gotta be. Yes, I remember that song too. But how did I hear it? In my cousin's house. Went on the radio.
You know, I really feel like cousins should have been on alert at all times. Like the parents should have been on high alert when you was with your cousins. Because we used to be back there in the room doing the most. I mean, TLC creeping. They come in the room, they're like, why y'all shirts on?
Me and my cousins used to do all the dances. Like we would be probably back in the day, if TikTok was out when we were younger, maybe we would all be TikTok, because that's all we did was dance, look at music videos, learn lyrics to songs.
Yes. Our group was TLC, baby. We was TLC because there was 3 of us. Yeah. Me, my cousin, San, and Bree. And baby, we would be in the room and we be
so great. Yeah, just keeping on the down low.
All the foolishness, okay? This is the red lights.
And what was we knowing about that? I remember when that album came out. That was such a good album.
It was. I think it was.
It was such
I'm gonna
a
get churchy
good
on y'all.
album.
I think it's our sinful nature.
Oh, Lord.
I think it's the fallen state in us. Because you're right. Why am I 12 knowing how to really give it to the people on the red light special? But baby, what are you giving? Your spirit,
The devil was
your soul, your body, your mind?
Mhm.
What is you giving them? Something they could feel?
Do let him know
This love is real.
Hey.
This love. Girl, we need to, okay.
So we're going to wrap this up, y'all. That's the end of the episode.
We hope you enjoyed this sing-a-verse situation.
Oh,
This versus.
yeah, just us talking about clarity and how to have the courage
To give clarity.
to give clarity.
If you have any questions, comments, concerns, please drop.
Not comments and concerns.
No.
Talk to us, y'all.
I thought I was like asking the people to like talk to us.
You was
leave some
asking them.
stuff in the chat.
Leave some stuff in
Don't
the
leave
chat.
us dry. We want to hear from y'all.
Email us.
Yes, at KT
But you call me.
at
Yeah.
but you call me .com. I'm gonna say that one more time. KT
At but you call me.com.
Yes.
And drop some comments in a comment. You say that all the time. I always say that wrong. Drop a comment
Yeah, you
in the box, in the chat box.
okay, it's not the chat.
It's not a chat box?
I feel like okay, you call the other thing the chat box.
What's that thing?
Chat GPT, you call that the chat box.
Oh, I do call
So
it.
I feel like you can't call the comments the chat box too.
Right. So just drop it in the comment so we can comment. We can respond to your
Comments from the comment box. Okay, guys, it's been a great episode.
Yes,
We
had
love
fun.
talking to our friends as always, but we got to go do life. So keep it cute, keep it kind, and keep it clear.
Clarity.
All right, y'all.
Bye.
Bye.